So, one, I would request the team, organizing team, to please include the speaking members in the panel discussion, pre-discussion before. It would solve a lot of problems for me. I'll tell you why. So when I was thinking about when our marketing manager, Astha, reached out to me and said, you know what, there's a great event which is happening and we would want you to talk about, Genesys and, all these things that we can do. I wasn't quite sure of what I'll go ahead and speak about, right? This title, Transformative Customer Experience, was not something that I had a vision for or thought for. So what you can say is, I was having literally a writer's block, okay? I did not know what I'm going to talk about. I wasn't quite sure. That was, the discussion started last week. Till about day before yesterday, I didn't have an idea what I'm going to talk about. But then, you know what? Two things happened. Day before yesterday, ChatGPT 4.0 got released. For somebody enthusiast like me, it was like, handing over a new toy in my hands. And suddenly I was all over it, looking through all the videos and understanding what ChatGPT 4.0 is all about, right? It was pretty cool to utilize that. If you have seen the demos, imagine talking and looking, the screen looking at you and just moving around and doing so many things. At the same time, guys at Times of India reached out to me and said, you know what, you've been talking about AI for a long time. What is your take on ChatGPT 4.0 release? So that made me think as to what is the relevance of such a large language, super large language model based, AI prediction system. Of course, I gave them a bite, right? And this is a compressed version of it. But in all of that exercise, one thing which came to me, a word which kept on coming back to me was transformation. You could witness, you could see a transformation in the way we are going to interact with the world now. And the word transformation, of course, we all know, is the adjective for the word transform, right? Transform basically means to change somebody or something completely, right? Especially in a way to improve it. So two things, very important to understand. Change completely and for betterment. Now with that theme, I went ahead and said, you know what, let me talk about transformative customer experience. And that's the entire theme today, gentlemen. Now, I heard the panel and it was a very distinguished panel. And I think we all are really privileged to hear. I heard Kush talk about customer experience, how we can draw, operational excellence with AI. Anmol talked about, again, customer experience, data analytics. Zahid from Forever New talked about how omni-channel, as in, removing the boundaries of offline and online stores are important for him. Sanjeev, Shakti, everybody. So, after hearing this panel, believe me, my thoughts are slightly different than what I have over here. So, what I'm going to do is, if it's okay with everybody, I'm going to talk about the piece that I want to talk to you about. And then I want to talk about certain thoughts that I've gathered over here today. Is that all right with everybody? Cool. So, the biggest thing that we got to look at is that at this point of time, customer service is the center stage for any organization. Your organization, your company is only as good as its service. Now, this is just not a statement. This is something that we also experience, right? You log on to a portal. Experience is bad. You may not even go back to them, right? In fact, 86% of the consumers worldwide say that company that they choose is only as good as its service. So that means the choice of an organization, choice of the vendor is dependent on the service that is delivered actually. Second part is that 31% of the consumers changed their choice of vendor last year after a bad experience. That is how important a great customer service is. Imagine losing 1/3 of your customer base. But you know what? Customer service isn't all that simple. Now, What is it that customers are seeking when they talk about customer servicing? They're seeking for fast responses. They need first interaction resolution. They want friendliness. They want trustworthiness. They want knowledge of the reps and the knowledge of the account and history, reliable follow through and trustworthiness. Now we have had surveys done across 2 years. The results are over here. But if you see, fast response and first interaction resolution is right on the top. Is it that simple to answer to the people quickly? It isn't. And I'll tell you why. In the first set of, let's say, technologies, customers were reaching out to you via a phone, or they would log on to your website, they would chat with you, they will email you, or they will SMS with you, right? That was the mode of communication. That is what we are gearing up. Voice being the predominant one, people will call you and talk to you. And you would answer it. So the customers are reaching out to you as an organization. It's a one-to-one interaction. It was still easy to manage. But you know what? The landscape has changed. If you don't realize, this is the new platforms. How many of you have gone ahead and share your angst, your anger against your vendor on a Facebook or a Twitter or all these channels? I have seen people writing bad comments on YouTube. Imagine a company coming up with a video of their new product and people writing, oh, first fix the old one. I'm still facing challenge with that. And you know what? The social media has a huge presence because everybody is reading. Now it is not a one-to-one communication. It is one-to-many. People are sharing their thoughts, their anger, their feelings with just about everybody. And your potential customers are reading these and they go back into the system. So not only you're losing the 31% of your customer base, you're losing your potential customers as well. Is that a situation to be scared about? It is. It's not easy to hold a business anymore and ensure that you are servicing the customer and increasing your business. How do I go about changing those? Now, this problem becomes all the more magnified because digital channels are taking over voice. If you'll see over here, voice is slowly dipping in utilization. Even though it is still high, the general trend is towards low. But the digital channels are increasing over the years. And you don't need proof for that. Look at your behavior. When was the last time you had interacted with your vendor of choice? When was the last time, for example, you called up Airtel? Anybody? How many of you would have gone ahead and checked for your last payment due or your challenge, or would you have raised your complaint over an app or a WhatsApp bot versus phone? I can tell you, you won't even remember that. You would only go to voice when nothing else worked, right? This is what is just an experience that we all are going through right now. Further, while voice is going down and digital is going up, general satisfaction of customer services across channel is dipping. People are not happy with the services that they're getting across any channel. Now combine all of these together. Digital usage is increasing. People are not getting satisfaction over digital channels. Digital channel is the medium to go ahead. So essentially you are in a situation, and I'm not trying to scare you, but essentially you're in a situation where people are reaching out to you on different channels where they're not getting serviced. That's why the satisfaction is going down. People reaching out to you directly, that is also going low. Now you need to think about a different way to connect to your customers, right? And I'm going to pick up few use cases and thoughts which I picked up, right? For example, Zahid was talking about this entire part of at Forever New how to sell, their products, how it is blurring the online store versus the brick and mortar store, right? How is it that people now expect that whatever I am doing online and fulfillment to be done over a brick and mortar store? Imagine a situation, right, where the experience of what they are having, of logistical challenge, and so on and so forth, is being talked about by their customer on a social platform. Imagine a product got delayed in delivery. What was the first thing the person would do? Believe me, one of my nieces, what she'll do is go to Twitter or Instagram and start saying, oh, I went to Forever New, I did not like the stuff, I ordered it, hasn't come in as yet, I was late for a party and whatever, her story or a reel. You know what that happens? Suddenly all her friends are looking at it and they have a feeling about Forever New that that's not a great solution. And all due respect to Zahid, that may not be the case, so I'm just taking an example. What would an organization want to do at this stage? They would want to listen to their customer on the social media platforms and would want to proactively reach out to them and say, you know what, we hear you, we understand there is a challenge, let us get a resolution to it. And of course, there's a paraphernalia of all the systems behind it which has to do it. However, the basic part is, does a capability right now exist which can allow you to do that? Yes. You could. You could actually listen into the sentiments of your customers on all these and across other social media platforms and connect with them, right? And whatever I'm talking about is very, very relevant. Because you know what? As an organization, we've been doing it. And just not for retail. We've been doing it across all the verticals possible. Retail, public and education sector, health sector, financial, industry, technology, you name it, we are there to ensure that their customers get transformative customer experience. And you know why these companies are choosing us? Everybody knows this quadrant, Gartner Magic Quadrant. We have been the leader in this quadrant as a leader for Gartner for past 9 years. 9 years. And I want you to think about the number again. For past 9 years, we have been the leader. It talks about a lot of things. It talks about our technological advancement. It talks about our delivery. It talks about our innovation and our investment into ensuring the technology is at a stage where nobody else is able to serve that kind of technology. In fact, the 10th one is going to get released soon, right? In a couple of months. And when it does, please do look out for that as well. But it's just not the Gartner which is saying that. Frost has done a survey across the 4 continents. And look at the results over here. APAC, right? That is where we are. We are again right on the top. You see? That's Genesys right there. All these research organizations have spent so much time so that you as an organization don't have to do that. So, but why are they saying such good things about Genesys? Because you know what? Genesys has a very unique way of looking at a customer's problem. We are not trying to go ahead and say, you know what? Here is one set of technology. Kindly utilize this. What we're talking about is a platform, right? A platform which works across everything that you would need to create a great experience, keeping your customer and your employee as the focal point. So whether it is a workforce management, whether it is analytics and insights, which every of the panel members are talking about, whether it was virtual agents, journey management, experiences, channels, whatever, we would cut across everything and consume your customer data, employee data, and operational data to create these wow experiences. This is what Genesys is all about in a 30-second pitch. But how do we go ahead about it? The solution is called Genesys Cloud. It's a solution built completely in cloud. And when I say completely in cloud, it has multiple benefits. I don't need to preach to the crowd over here, but flexibility, scalability, security, native capability to scale, native HAs and everything, it's all built in right there. It is not a platform which was working on-premise. We have put it. It's nothing of that sort. It is pure microservices-based architecture. The second part is, it's an all-in-one platform. What it means is, you don't have to go out looking for solutions everywhere. So one of the basic problems which everybody talked about was that whenever they have a requirement, they would go ahead and look at a technology, right? I need WhatsApp, so I'll buy WhatsApp. I need email, I'll take email from another vendor. I need chatbot, I'll go from another vendor, right? And at the end of it, I have siloed technologies which don't talk to each other. That was the biggest problem. An all-in-one platform gives you everything as on a single system, which allows you for all these channels to communicate with each other. And I'm going to have a wonderful use case that I was thinking about while the panel was talking, and I'm going to discuss with you over here. The other is, of course, what my dear colleague Saurabh talked about was, it is natively AI powered. That means we have gone ahead and we have looked at where are the places in contact center where AI actually makes sense. The challenge is, most of the time, we are in the FOMO mode. We tend to think Gen AI will solve everything. No, it does not. Please don't consume AI for the sake of consuming AI. It will be a disaster. Fix the use cases where you believe you need to change, where AI could make a sense, and that is what we have done over here. And of course, it's trusted and proven. Just to talk about AI, we're looking at 4 major pillars: predict, automate, augment, and optimize. We are predicting certain outcomes. So anybody who has been connected to an agent, when you call in, do you know how do they go about doing it? Either they look at for your language or the choice that you made on IVR. They really don't care whether you're a male or a female, whether you are a millennial or a baby boomer or a Gen Z. They don't see any of that. They don't even care what is your likes and dislikes, whether you like somebody to speak slowly to you or you like somebody who's too aggressive for you. Imagine you getting connected to somebody in the contact center who's almost like your friend, who knows exactly what you need and is able to serve you. That's exactly what we are able to do now. We are able to predict whether somebody who's visiting your website needs immediate help. We can predict that. That's predictive engagement. Further, of course, voice bot, chat bot, conversational AI are natively available with us. We're looking at augmenting the agent workforce, where we're able to predict and manage where and when you need more resources. And of course, our analytics and forecastings are also AI powered, which allows you to create more than 9,000 combinations of forecasts and then choose the most optimal one. That is the kind of power that you get. And you know what the best part is? And one of the comments that was made, I think it was Kush who made that comment, that it is the cost which is prohibitory in consuming AI use cases in AI technology. I come from AI background. I worked for almost 6 years in a company called Nuance, which is now part of Microsoft, and it was a natural language understanding system. Can you imagine the hardware which had to go into power those systems? We couldn't make a whole lot of dent in the Indian market because of it. But now, you know how you got to consume AI? ChatGPT, guys, Gemini. You go on the web, you press a button, it starts working. That's the power of cloud. The entire platform, when I talk about, it is so easy to consume all the power that I talked about, because it's no longer a place where you have to make an upfront investment, an upfront cost hit on you. Everything is available on a usage-based model that allows you to experiment, test your use cases before you actually go ahead and implement. And a gentleman from Oracle was talking about how do you go ahead and choose out, how do you measure a success of AI project? The answer for that is you've got to define your business objectives and test it out in an MVP model. MVP was a subject which I think Shakti was talking about, where he said that you develop a MVP, at least most viable product, test it out and then put it to the market. But you know what the cost of developing MVP is on a system in-house? Exorbitantly high, because infra cost hits you, the management cost hits you. But with cloud, you could actually do that. Start small and grow big. So basically, when we are doing all of it, we are doing it and making it available to you across the world. So while your customers may be in India or in Middle East or in Europe or wherever, we have a presence to serve those customers from a location closest to them. And with that, gentlemen, my time's up. The red is going on. But I'm going to take a couple of more minutes to describe about a use case. And this was interesting, and I wish Zahid was here to hear it out. Now, he has a fashion brand, Forever New. It has a digital space on the website, and it has it's a physical store. Now imagine what is the experience at this point of time. You go on your portal, you shop something, delivery may happen probably via store, right? Or you may be at store, you may like something, but you buy at online because you've got a discount coupon over there online, correct? That's how we all shop. Imagine a situation. And also remember, in a fast-moving product, the fickleness of the customer comes into play. I am at Forever New. I can move from here to Forever 21. That's a brand, right? Fantastic. What's the other brand? Zara. So Forever New, Zara, and Forever 21 are in the same bracket? No. Okay. Okay. So if I am looking an alternate to Forever New, what would that be? Fantastic. So that's why you need these consumers over here. So if, for example, madam, what's your name? Shruti. If Shruti was at the Forever New and she was going through and she didn't like something, how long will Shruti take to move to Vera Moda? 5 minutes. There you go. Now imagine how would Zahid try to hold her and say, you know what, stay here. That is where a solution like predictive engagement comes in, where an AI system looks at what Shruti is doing, and the minute it realizes that Shruti's attention is going away, they could actually bring in a personal concierge, a shopper for her. Imagine, the personal shopper connects with Shruti and says, Shruti, I understand you were looking at a particular style of, let's say, skirt or a top. Is there something I can help you with? And Shruti says, okay, you know what? I'm looking to pair with something. The person on the other end says, well, Shruti, I'm going to send a code. You'll be able to share your screen with me and I'll direct you and take you along to the combination that could work together. And the person connects, talks, and you connect with it, right? Great. Great experience. She's able to buy it. Forever 21 is able to hold Shruti to their website. Now, one problem. While the shirt is available via online delivery, the skirt is available, let's say, at the Saket store of theirs. Says, okay, Shruti, it's available at the Saket store. Shruti says, all right, I'm going to drive down, I'm going to pick it up from there. Right? Shruti goes there at the store and she doesn't need to go into stage where says, you know what, hi, I'm there for this. If she goes there and says, hi, I'm Shruti, and the person over there says, yes, we expected you here. Here's a delivery available for you. In fact, the shirt which you ordered online is also available, so we packed it for you already. There you go. What would you call that kind of an experience? Gentlemen, ladies, some warmth in the room, please. Great. Transformative. That's transformative. Imagine the kind of experience your customers are getting. I'm not talking about post-call, post-sale discussions over here. I'm talking about actual sales. How the technology could help you with it. So, I would love to continue the discussion. So, let us do that. We have a booth right outside and I've got my colleagues, Siddharth, Gaurav, Saurabh, Astha, me, Shikha, we all are here. So please do spend some time, have a conversation with us, and let's try and find how we can help you and your businesses scale better and have better experience. Thank you so much. That's my time, gentlemen.